Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys. Marshawn Lynch announces his retirement from football after 9 seasons. Man, um, I'll put it to you this way, man. Marshawn Lynch not only is retiring at age 29, he isn't even 30 yet. He won't be 30 till April, and giving up $9 million, which he would have made if he would have came back for this season, says a lot about Marshawn Lynch, man. You know, I want to, put a little side note out there. What pisses me off about sometimes what goes on with athletes, you get a lot of these punk ass haters, that always talking this shit about athletes that they're overpaid and that all they care about is money. Well, we know who they're referring to. They're referring to black athletes. They're overpaid. All they care about is money. They don't care about nothing else and all that type of shit. But like I said, for Marshawn Lynch to walk away from $9 million says a lot that it isn't about the money. It's funny. Lately, there have been a lot of superstar athletes retiring very early. Calvin Johnson, only 30 years old, retires from football. Patrick Willis was only 30. He retires from football. Marshawn Lynch is 29, about to be 30, retires from football, man. So it's obviously these dudes don't give a fuck about money. Now, one of the reasons why I suspect Marshawn Lynch retired early, he was going to retire last year, but Seattle talked him into coming back. You know what? You heard me and Ticket talk about this on uh Uncut briefly. You've heard me make uh some videos referring to this. You've heard other people say this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Seattle Seahawks organization also played a role in Marshawn Lynch retiring early. Let's go back to that Super Bowl last year, 2015. Uh, it's like a minute left, and it's a first and goal. And Pete Carroll's offensive coordinator, I don't even know who the guy's name is. He sets up this ridiculous play where Russell Wilson throws the ball in the coverage. The game is pretty much over with because one of the guys with the New England Patriots uh, intercepts the ball. They pretty much run out the clock. Patriots win the Super Bowl that they should have won because they had three chances if they, to punch that ball in. Actually, four. And they decided to throw it, which was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever saw in my life. They hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch. They win the Super Bowl. Seattle repeats. Now, based off the fact what happened with that ridiculous play call, a lot of people thought that Seattle, Pete Carroll and that offensive coordinator conspired against Marshawn Lynch to keep him from winning the Super Bowl MVP. Let's face the fact, Marshawn Lynch punches that ball in and scores a touchdown. He's the Super Bowl MVP. But based off the fact that Marshawn Lynch didn't like talking to the media, people were making a big deal about it. They were scared that if he won the Super Bowl MVP, he might not say nothing to Roger Goodell. He might not talk to the press, and they just was scared about that. So they decided to try to set up a throwing play for Russell Wilson. So I guess he throws the ball, they score a touchdown, he wins the Super Bowl MVP. But it backfired. He threw that horrible pick, it cost them the game. And Marshawn Lynch wanted to retire last year, and I think he didn't forget about that. They disrespected him to the fullest by doing it because if you look closely at that game, he gave Pete Carroll this look like, what was up with that? You know, everybody knew it was a dumbass play. But as far as them, conspiring to keep Marshawn Lynch from winning the Super Bowl MVP, that was quiet, quiet as kept. That was a lot of talk, in the barbershops and the hood shit. There were a couple of white guys that brought it up, brought the situation up because, they always just make it look like it's just black people that say this shit. But they were even white guys saying the same thing, that they conspired to keep Marshawn Lynch from getting the Super Bowl MVP, which I think they did. And I'm glad other people see that too. But I think Marshawn Lynch would have played another couple of years if it wasn't for that incident. If you look at Marshawn Lynch's numbers, Marshawn Lynch was, I'm going to tell you right now, the dude was headed to the Hall of Fame. Now, he got enough time in to get voted into the Hall of Fame, but you already know they're not going to vote him in. He may have to wait a few years after he's eligible. He may not go in his first or second. He may go in his third or fourth year eligibility. But I think if he would have played a couple of more years, he was a lock to get into the Hall of Fame. But look, we know what's up. It was no reason for them to call that play. They dogged him out. Yeah, I really do believe that Seattle conspired against Marshawn Lynch. And I think that's one of the reasons why he retired, why he wants to get away from them. And like I said, I give him credit for saying, you know what, fuck this football shit. I'm from Oakland like Marshawn Lynch. I remember when he was at Oakland Tech, he made a lot of noise as a running back. And when he was at Cal, you know. So, if you from the town like me, you know about Marshawn Lynch anyway. Marshawn Lynch is a good dude outside of football. He do a lot for the community. He do a lot for the city of Oakland. So I'm saluting him for that. Now, if Marshawn Lynch is serious about retiring, which obviously he is, hey man, I'll salute him. And hey man, as a dude from Oakland, hey man, we respect you what you did for the NFL, man. Cause man, you was at one time the best running back in the league. So, you retired on top. You really don't have nothing to prove. You retired with a Super Bowl ring. So I want to say salute to Marshawn Lynch, man. Oakland stand up. Shout out to Oakland, man. Base mode. Boss. Yeah, so yeah, man. You know, I just want to give Marshawn Lynch his respect, man. But yeah, man, we know what was up with that Super Bowl, man. We all know what was up, man. So I don't know if Marshawn Lynch will ever discuss that or bring it up or write a book about it. But yeah, man, we know what was up with that Super Bowl, man. So yeah, I blame the Seahawks for causing Marshawn Lynch to retire early because I think he had a lot left in the tank. I know he was hurt this year. He was bothered by injuries, but I still think he had a good 2 or 3 more years left. But, he called it a wrap at age 29. Nothing more to say. I'm out.